Hi and welcome to part 2 of my latest video from Spirits and Stones, and the subject is dowsing, and we've already had a look at how to hold our dowsing rod and the importance in the questions that we ask, and I'm going to give you an example in a minute. It's important that we ask questions that command a close answer, so keep the questions specific, simple, and where you're likely to get an answer of yes and no. We've also taken a look at how to recognise the language of our dowsing rod, if you like, how it's going to show us whether the answer is yes or no. So what we're doing is we're building up a relationship now with our dowsing rod, and I want to give you an example of how important the questions that we ask is, because I've been dowsing for a few weeks maybe, and I was at Avebury and I asked my dowsing rod, if you like, or my spirit guide, whatever, my inner self, my subconscious, to follow the earth energy, and I thought nothing of it at the time, and I located the energy and I followed it like the serpent, like that, and I thought, wow, I'm really getting somewhere with this. I was quite blown away by it all, and I reached a point on the site called the Cove. The Cove is 2 rather large stones, used to be 3, just 2 remaining, 1 feminine and 1 masculine. And as I followed the energy as it approached, it came up behind the feminine stone, and as I walked around the front of the stone, my dowsing rod started doing all this business, going around, going one way and then the other, and I thought, I'm losing the plot here. And I backed up and I approached again, and again it tuned into the energy, it followed the energy like a serpent, and then all of a sudden it started doing all this business, and I thought, I'm doing something wrong here. And when I got back home, I researched the energies. I think it was a local dowsing club site or something, how the energy flows around the Avebury site. And I discovered that I had no idea this was the case at the time. I was relatively new to this. But I discovered that 2 energy lines, the masculine and the feminine, the Michael and the Mary, at that specific point where the dowsing rod was I thought, going silly, where I was losing the plot, they crossed over. And of course my question, the question or the task I had set, was to locate and follow the energy line. And actually it was doing exactly that, because the 2 energy lines crossed. They crossed one another like that. So my energy line was saying, well, okay, he's asked me to follow the earth energy. Which earth energy does he want me to follow? Because it was that way, it was that way, it was that way, and it was that way. And that was a bit of a milestone for me, because although I felt quite blown away from the experiences that I already had, if you like, it was evidence that I wasn't influencing my dowsing rod in any way. It had picked up on this, it had told me that the energies were going off in all different directions, but my conscience, anyway, wasn't aware of this. I didn't have this information in my conscience. It could have been in my subconscious, maybe. Demands a closed answer, either yes. But I certainly wasn't aware of it. So in my conscious, so that was a great milestone for me, and it really inspired me to carry on and pursue my dowsing, and I hope it does to you too. Get yourself a pair of dowsing rods and give it a whirl. But remember, get to know your dowsing rods first. Just practice how to hold your dowsing rods. Think hard about the question you're going to ask. Make it a question that demands a closed answer, either yes or no, so you can understand the language of your rod. Once you get the same answer over and over again, then you can accept that answer as being legit. And once you get to that stage, you can get yourself out to a sacred site and have lots of fun, as I do. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again soon. Blessings to you all. Thanks.